Here we are back at the cottage. And we have Doc Strauss's aluminum boat. Must have rained. There's water in the boat. Has to be bailed out. Yep, that's definitely the old pier. There's some music. There's little Jenny. She's making some sandcastle of some kind. And Mitzi. Pretty little Mitzi. There's Jeff, the fisherman. Boy, he's always catching fish. He never goes skunked. And Nancy looks like she's looking for something to do. Oh, Tippy. You just are too smart a cat. Yes, you just have to clean it all up real good. This definitely must be in the winter time because she's so dirty. He's so dirty, excuse me. Tippy was a tomcat. Here we are again. This cat learned to do this all by himself. Here comes the Mitzi saying, "What you doing, Tippy?" You're going to lay down and look at the camera now. Getting real comfortable. Just because you know you're being photographed. Looks like a card game is coming up. Whoops. Excuse me. And Stanley's the dealer. And Jenny's gonna play too. Mama Nancy will help her. Oh, it's gonna be rummy. That's Grandma's favorite game. Who's going to help Stanley? Somebody'll have to. All those numbers look the same. Oh, yes, Nancy said, I will. Well, we moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. Here we are on our new street. I think I noticed a Buick in the driveway. That 1958 Buick. Dad and Nancy are figuring out their finances. She must have done a job and gotten paid for it. Oh, now we're getting our change back. And then Jenny has the sandbox in the backyard. And Stanley's got his hunting cap on. And he's in first grade because his front teeth are out. This was the year he learned to read so well. The Charlotte schools had an excellent system. And Jeff's going to give the birds some fresh water. And there's the Epley boys. Steve is on the left. And there's Mary Jo Worrell. And Steve Epley. Jenny and Mary Jo played together all the time. They had such a good time together. And there's Larry Epley. I've heard that he grew up to become a minister. He had that nice disposition for that. Now, here comes Mitzi. She's learning how to come through the dog door. Wasn't that a nice dog? Nancy says, good girl. And here she is showing off the very first cookies she ever made. Sugar and spice. It tastes pretty good. And here's Jenny. She's going to show us where her garden is. In the backyard. Must have replaced the sandbox, huh? She and Nancy had dresses alike with bows on the back. And Nancy was in a piano recital, so she borrowed a dress from a neighbor girl. It was miles too big for her, but she wore it anyway. And here we are visiting the Marine Monument in Washington, D.C. And we're walking around by the Smithsonian Institute and the Washington Monument and the mall there. And we're at Artis's now. Artis artist was going to take some pictures. She was full of business. Seems like the wind is always blowing in Delaware. Oh, and Johnny Strauss came to visit us while we were in Charlotte. Here we are back in the backyard in Charlotte. This was the time that the Strausses visited us. And when they left, they took Nancy with them and left Johnny behind. And we met at the farm later, at the Strauss farm at Laurelville, Ohio. And this whirligig is kind of fun, except that if you go on there too soon after breakfast, it makes you dizzy. You might lose your breakfast, which happened to Johnny. And here we are going across the West Virginia mountains. You can see all the bridge work that has to be over those mountains. It's beautiful. We're going down to the river now to watch this water wheel. A boat with a water wheel behind. Now we're up at the cottage. The fisherman must have got a fish. That's Jeffrey. And Dad's putting in the new pier. He got that angle iron from Ray Tester. This must have been about 1959.
Well, that's the green Buick up there, so we were still in Charlotte.
Yeah, it was 59, Russ. I'm sure it was. This was the year that the outdoor plumbing went in. I mean, the indoor plumbing went in. And the washer and the dryer. Hot water heater. Stanley still has his teeth out. And the dog got a drink, dunking in the lake. Was it a good way to have a bath? Oh, wet now. Oh, but Mitzi loved that. Sure, Dad says, come on back. We'll do it again. Yep, there I come. I was a good swimmer. Mm-hmm. And a good sport, too.
That's enough of that.
Carrying a tub must have turtles. I'll bet, sure enough. There comes the turtles crawling right over Jenny's hand. Boy, Jeff could row the boat pretty good for that little fella he was. Must have been 10 that year. Even when it was new, the pier had a bend in it.
Yeah, because that's the way it was, the tower that it was built in.
Jeff must have been out in the boat by himself, hmm? Oh, we are taking a entourage into Crooked Lake. The Strauss car pulling 2 boats behind. We had to go try out the bass fishing. It was mostly the adventure and the fun of going in there. I don't think the fishing was really any better. And there we have a porcupine on shore. That was better than fishing any day. He said, if you guys want to fish, I guess I'll leave. I'm sure a big fella. Oh, we have some chipmunks or squirrels up in the tree. See that little fella in the tree? And Mitzi thinks he wants to get that. There's Jenny and Nancy in their homemade pajamas. Had to come out and see what all the ruckus was about. Guess I'll swing. Oh boy, that's a popular spot. Oh, it must have been some trick photography there. Taken in slow motion. Now Jeff's having a turn. Oh, now we're over at Spider Lake. This is Willoughby's place. That's Agnes sitting on the pier. And we left the cottage and headed home, and here we are in West Virginia on our way back, and Jenny found a stray kitty. We made her wash her hands in the water spigot before she could eat, 'cause she was playing with that cat. We stopped at Oak Ridge, Tennessee at the Atomic Energy place. I believe this is Jeff's 10th birthday party. Everybody had darts they were throwing at the balloons. There we had a rocket on our cake. That was just before all the launching into space. Well, that looked like quite a party. A lot of kids in the neighborhood. I don't know that Jeff got his wish. I don't think he got all the candles out. And now we're at Christmas. And there's little Amy on the floor by Nancy, Jeffrey, Jenny, Stanley. And then Grandpa Elmer arrives. They came to visit us in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. And there's little Amy and Grandma Nettie. She said, oh, let me carry her. Amy was 3 months old when we moved there. She didn't have any hair. We didn't know she was going to be redheaded until she was about 8 months old. She was a kind of a tub. They always had booties on their feet. Yep. And Grandma Nettie's giving her a bath in the sink in our pink kitchen. Yeah, that was one kitchen we had with pink walls and pink cupboards. Yeah. Grandma Nettie always thought that was the most fun of all, to give the babies a bath. And then she played with them, and she kissed their feet. Oh my. I just have to wait a minute till I get all these kisses then. And then Grandpa has to come and look too. Sure, he got a big kick out of those little babies. Now we have to have our exercise. Oh yeah. Yeah, Grandma thought that was necessary too. Ooh, boy, are my eyes ever big tonight. I had a pretty blue dress on. Yes, and Grandma says, look at the camera now. And smile if you can. 'Cause you're all nice and clean. You should feel good. Looks like another card game here. And there's Grandma holding her little pride and joy. She thought maybe you'd like to be on your tummy. Winking and blinking with two little eyes, and nod with a little head. Oh, now we had to put some grass in the backyard. Dad had his helpers out there. Stan was throwing the water around, and Jeff was putting the plugs in. And it really did grow. Doesn't look like it has half a chance, but it did. With such good helpers, how could it not? What kind of grass was that?
Bahia.
Bahia, that's what they grew along the highways in Florida. The roots go down about 6 feet. So when you have drought or the kids run it off, it just comes back. Nothing but sand down there anyway. Stan had his cute little hat on there. Here comes Nancy and Jeffrey from their piano lesson. They were taking piano lessons from Marion Leister. And she lived over where the moss grew all over the trees. The kids are trying to get the moss off the trees. It really was pretty. But just too high to reach. Here's Dad working on his telescope, and the kids are coming home. They must have walked. And can you believe Mom was taking pictures? Wow. Here comes Amy for a ride. And Miss Jenny's the mama today. There's Amy wearing the same little sweater that Auntie Marge made. Looks like the ride's over. In that Florida weather, you didn't need much more than just a sweater. We had a big swing in the backyard too, and there's Jenny. She's gonna take a swing. Oh, Jeff will give her a push. He's growing up so. Nancy must be 12 and a half and Jeff 10 and a half there. And Stanley 7 and a half. Stanley's going to have a swing now. And Jenny and Nancy had green dresses alike with puff sleeves. That's Susie Bonk in the blue. I know it is. Sure. Amy loved swings. Look at that. We must have been down at the beach here. Down in St. Augustine, I think. Yep. There's the ocean in the background. We didn't have a swing like that at home where Amy could sit. And Jenny, she's quite the monkey. Look at her go. Looks like everybody had something red. Oh, maybe it's just the sun. Yep, Jenny's quite a swimmer. Yep, just a little bit. Nancy had a pretty red suit on there. Oh, and there's that good-looking red Buick we had, 1960. Nancy's being the little mama, giving Amy a ride on the swing. She had a lot of practice. No wonder she's such a good mama. Gee, the baby loves it. You can just see how it tickled her tummy. I bet that's the slowest stroll Mama ever took. I believe I see red hair coming out of that little gal. Sure, there's a little hair on top. We're out on the front sidewalk here with a blanket down to keep the hot concrete. See, it's too hot. She backs off. Can't touch that concrete. It's too hot. And that Florida sun. But I gotta learn to crawl somewhere. Get practice backing up anyway. Too hot. Sure, I'll have that spoon. I was about as fat as Brother Jeff at that age. Here we are in Franklin, at Webster's, at Gert and Jay's house. Looks like a game of croquet. Kids are bigger now. They ought to be able to play a lot better. This is a little bit overexposed, and there's Grandma Nettie sunning. There wasn't all that much sun in Wisconsin. Had to take advantage of every day that it was sunny. And there's Miss Amy peeking through the fence. And Hank Olquist. And Grandpa Elmer. Uncle Jay. Said I'm too little to play croquet. And now we're having an ice cream cone. Wow. There's Pam and Sandy. Nancy and Jenny. And Jeff's going to share his with, no, Stanley's going to share his with Sister Amy. Look at that. Isn't that something? She said, oh, wow, is that good? Give me more. It is Brother Jeff. Yeah, I thought it was Stan. Maybe it's both of them. Pretty cute anyway. Heck, why can't I have my own? I could have handled one by myself if I had a bib. Oh, I believe we're going to have a parade. Sure, all the kids are gathering up at the high school for a parade. It's the 4th of July. Pam went as a nurse. There's Grandma Nettie holding Amy, and Auntie Gert and Hank. And there's Pam the nurse and Jenny, and Stanley's all bandaged up like he was the one that was in the wreck. Yeah, and Pam was his nurse. And they were in the parade like that. And here we are having a party in the backyard again. We've got all the little doll furniture out. The dresser and the bed and with a mirror on it. And, oh, Lordy, was that cute. And Grandpa Elmer's the chef for the day. Everybody's so busy. That was up on the hill behind the house. And Pam was jumping rope. What wonderful memories. And now we got some watermelon. Boy, the charcoal's going to be ready soon. Jeff says, I'll spit some seeds at you. That's an awfully good place to eat watermelon, out there where it doesn't matter. Woo, he must have thrown it behind him. There's the little redhead. She's walking better. And Jenny must be 5.5. Yes. Oh, well, maybe almost 6. And there's that good, trusting old rocking chair that we've had for so long. Oh, everybody loves it so. Come on, Amy, turn around. Turn around and sit down. You're gonna fall. How can you get those fat legs turned around there, for heaven's sakes? Oh, only if you go the other way, sure. There you are. Made it. Hooray! Since I'm left-handed, I guess that's the best way to go around. There, now I'm walking to my brother and sister. And little Mother Nancy, there she is, always right there to take over. Because I'll hang on to you with one finger, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna blink my little eyes. Yeah. Hi, Amy. Oh, that's such a wonderful world out there. I get all my brothers and sisters. There's Stanley. There's Sarah Bonk. She's learning to walk too. One little shot of Sarah Bonk. That's all we got. Oh, she just had her 27th birthday last Sunday. I'm wearing the pink dress that Nancy wore when she was learning to walk. And that was also a gift from Grandma Stanley in Oklahoma. Sure, it was hand crocheted. And it fit me just perfectly just right now. We're pretty soon coming to the spot where Jenny grew watermelon one year. Not that year, though. I'm going around the end of the house there by the neighbors. And this is another day later in the fall when I'm getting more sure-footed. And there's Nancy. She's watching after me. Sure. She's my little mama. It was a little cool. I had to have a bonnet on. And a sweater even. Yeah, look at my red hair and my grin. I get a twinkle in my eyes. There's the dog. The neighbors had a dog. Now I'm coming out the back steps, just like Jenny did. Only I didn't back up. I just came down frontwards. Where in the world did I ever get a red dress? Here I am in the front with Grandma. I think Grandma's leaving. She's going to go on the airplane. And Jenny's got her hair all braided, and Jeff's carrying a suitcase. Nancy's got some too. Boy, everybody's helping. Here comes Mama with not a thing. She doesn't have to carry a thing. Isn't that neat? There she is at the airport. It's not as fancy as the airports we have today. She has to walk out to the airplane and go up the steps. Now we have chutes that take us right in the door, and we don't even know whether we're going up or down. That'll take her back to Fairmont, I guess. She goes to Minneapolis and then gets another little plane. We're waving goodbye, but she can't see us. Looks like a cloudy day. Oh, we got a brand new swimming pool in the backyard. Wow. Well, we got enough kids to fill it, I guess, and a dog, too. Seems to me we had cats those days. There's Amy. She's going to get wet. Sure, she said, oh, let me at that kitty. Oh, do I love kitties. Especially next to my bear Tommy. Ooh, does that ever tickle? Oh, can you imagine how fun that is? I'm going to put that cat in the water. Think he'll let me? Oh, no. Brother Jeff's making a basket. Uh-oh, it's got stuck. Must be a whole new basket there. Wow. Jenny, did you make one? And there's Cheryl. What's her name? The neighbor? In the black outfit? Her first name was Cheryl. Stanley hurt himself or his shoe come off? Can't think of Cheryl's name. Jenny says, Amy, you're right in the way. And Amy says, I'm going to go love that stray dog. Oh, Jenny will help you climb up on that car. Is that old 53 Chevy? Sure it is. That's the old 53 Chevy. That was a good car. And Jenny's wearing the jumper that Grandma made for her with a black Rick Racker on the bottom. It was maroon with black trim. It was awfully cute. One of the cutest things Grandma ever made for her. Look at, she's got saddle shoes too. Isn't that cute? Look at me. I can just walk up those steps. Nothing to it. Why don't you say bye, Dad? Here I come again. And my big brother Stan is after me. Ooh, he's pretending he's a monster. Now she's gonna play basketball. You think she could throw that? I bet Brother Stan helps her, sure enough. Here we go. Seems to me Chuck Armel ought to be coming on the scene about now. Amy always loved to play in the water. Ooh, tickles my feet. There's Chuck standing beside the tree there. Ha! Says, watch out, I'll get you all wet. Ooh, Nancy's gonna pour water all over you. What's Jeff doing? Taking your picture? Gonna put water in the sandbox? I believe we have a sandbox right to the left there pretty soon. Oh, we're gonna water the flowers. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, Chuck says, I got a gun. I'll get ya. Oh, I put my hands up. Ooh. That had to be posed. Oh, Jenny was invited to a birthday party, and was it fancy? They hired a little surrey or a cart and gave the kids a ride around the block. Hey, there's Chuck. I think he had a crush on Amy. Yeah. And she's got a tricycle now. That's the tricycle that belonged to Timmy Harris. Jenny got back from the party already. Look at that. The kids got hats made out of paper plates. Wasn't that a cute idea? Oh, and we're at the cottage, and Stanley has his 8th birthday cake. A frog. Oh, how cute. Look at that frog cake. And there's Amy and Jenny. All the kids were there. Uh-huh. There's Jeannie Meyer. We must be at Grandma's. We went from the cottage to Grandma's. And Grandma's got peonies in bloom in the back. There's Mary Beth. She was closer in age to Amy, but she was kind of shy. Yeah, she was a little shy. There's Amy and Mary Beth on the picnic table. And Amy says, look up. And there's Uncle Garland. The sun was awful bright that day. These are a little bit overexposed. Oh boy, we're all jumping on the picnic table. Or was it Grandma's bed that she had out for us? The line was full of diapers, too. There's Gary. He's shying away from the camera again. Gary and Jeff were close to the same age. He was about 3 months older. And there's Stanley in his black outfit with silver buttons all over it, and Jeannie and Garland and Artis in the background. And there's Grandma. She said, oh, don't take my picture. She was sitting on the back steps just resting for a while. See the tent up in the background? I guess the kids slept out there. And there's Grandpa. Grandpa Jens. He's got his apron on. He must have been over by the shop. We went over to say goodbye to him. Give him a kiss. Oh, yeah. Wasn't that fun? Amy says, bye. Grandpa's afraid to move. He thinks he's going to bend the camera. And here we are in front of Aunt Gertie's house up at the cottage, and there's Auntie Gertrude and Grandma Nettie. And who is that, Sandy? And Nat? Jenny has her little dress on that was just like Nancy's and mine, with the brown belt. We all had dresses alike. And there's Auntie Gertrude. Sure, we're all saying goodbye. Now that's me and Jenny. I haven't seen Nancy in her dress. See, there's Jenny and I dressed alike. And there they go. There's Margie. Yeah. And Nancy in the background. And Amy. And Jenny. Nancy didn't have her dress on like that. She had on a purple pants instead. Oh, and here we are at Strauss, and Margie has her window box fixed so fancy, and there's the boys, Billy and Bobby. And they had to have a wrestling session, which was par for Strauss's. And Amy kind of wanted to get in on that, but that's boy stuff. They're toughing around. Billy's in the background, and Jenny took her belt off. That goodbye scene must have been in front of Strauss's instead of Aunt Gertie's. And Johnny, he reached the honor of being in the Order of the Arrow. See the red arrow on his chest? And he's loving up Mitzi Crick. That's Jeff in the background. And there's Marge and her friend Jane Strobel. They're getting this little sun if they can. And there's Doc. He's out in Margie's backyard, behind the garage next to Lou's. Jane and Don Strobel. And there's Billy. He took the drawers from the sewing machine, so Grandma Nettie could clean through them. There's Jenny in a black swimming suit and Grandma Nettie in a black one. Wow. There's Margie. She's got a fancy plaid suit. And there's Nancy. Sweet Nancy. She had her hair done real cute there. And there's Bobby. He looks awful worried about something. Oh, now he can smile. Good. Hey, Stan, what's on your mind? Everybody's just around the yard with nothing special to do. There's Grandpa Elmer getting some sun. He looks so skinny. Yeah, you look better with a shirt on. We like you better with a shirt on. Yep. Grandma Nettie just had a permanent. Her hair was really short. $1965 in Jacksonville. Oh, there's Daddy Crick. He's gonna walk on stilts for us. He's pretty good, don't you think? He taught all the kids how. Look at him go. And Mitzi's following him. Got that fancy light in our front yard. that line material street light. Here comes somebody on a bicycle. Jeffrey, sure, he had a paper route. Had all those baskets so he could deliver papers early in the morning. Boy, was he ever getting to be a husky. There's Stan. He's learning to ride Nancy's bike. Boy, that was a good-looking shirt. Here comes Amy with her dolly stroller. She's got a Raggedy Ann in there giving her a ride. Oh, good. Isn't that fun? All the way up the street she goes. For her third birthday party, she had a choo-choo train cake that was the hit of the neighborhood. Here comes Stanley. He's going to walk on stilts, too. Woo, look at, he's pretty good. Oh. Jenny, have you ever tried it? Huh? Such a cutie pie. With her little sailor top. Oh, I believe Nancy's driving. Mm-hmm. She's driving that Buick Special that we bought. 1964 Buick Special. Oh, what a big girl. She can drive the car. But no, it doesn't look like grass grew much. Looks like it's mostly sand. Amy's growing up too. Look at what a big girl she's getting to be. Look at that red hair flash in the sunshine. She's being funny now. And we have 3 dresses alike. Look at that skinny Nancy. And Amy and Jenny, all dresses alike. They wear kind of a bluish green. And here's the Tarzan rope. They must have had one up at the cottage, too. Somebody's trying to mow the lawn for the first time at the cottage. Wow, that'll be pretty tricky. And here's the porcupine on Crooked Lake again. This one's a different color. He's not so dark. He looks kind of more brownish or tan. Boy, what a good spot between those logs. That's a good camouflage. You have to really look to see him there. I said, well, I guess I'll move on, you guys. If you have to come, I have to go. With my big flat tail. Hey, and there's Jeff fishing with Dad down one of the streams, Iron River or the Brule. What a pretty spot. Okay, Jeff, where's the fish? Talk about fun. And a canoe at the cottage. That's Strauss's canoe. Let's see Dad and Jeff. Or is that me in the front?
No, that's Jeffrey and Stanley.
Oh. Well, I remember going for a ride once in there. But maybe we didn't get a picture of it. They're pretty good. Oh, isn't that fun? Oh, what wonderful, wonderful pictures and memories we have of these kids. Amy says, go, Jenny. Here comes Jeff. This looks like up at Fairmount again. It's the only place I know where they have piers like that. Oh, Oh, we now live in Brookfield. And this is in the backyard at Brookfield. And Doc Strauss, the Strauss boys are going to try and see if they can knock each other off of the round towards whatever they are. Amy, Grandma. Must be a birthday party for Stan again. Looks like he got a nice sweater. There's Sandy with the glasses. Oh, he's cutting the paper off his package. There's Jeff and Sandy. Annette at the end. Or Margie or me, I can't even tell. Oh boy, now the duel has started. I don't think Doc was able to stay on there very long. That was an idea that lasted about 5 minutes. Oh, Jeff is going to go to Mexico. Or is this the trip to Ely?
Before the trip to...
This was the fishing trip when they went up to Ely, Minnesota, the group from the church, from Christ the King Lutheran Church. Yep. There's Pastor Opum and Jeff. They're getting their gear all together. And they went canoeing up into Canada. Pastor says, "Here, I'll let you put your pole in with mine." Well, that was pretty neat. Now Jenny is mowing the back 40. We had 2 acres that needed to be mowed. And the mower was brand new, 1966. And we are still using it in 86 with a few new parts. Hey, she can do pretty good at that. Amy's going to try to climb the willow tree. That was down by the garden. Dad's putting the mower away now. And we had a nice swing and slide and lots of yard there. Big garden. And they're all going down to the willow. And Amy says, "I'm having a picnic for me, myself, and I." I was about kindergarten age there. Oh my. There's Ingrid and Mildred and Lil and Elma. They came to our house at Christmas time. And there's Scoop. Sure. They came to our house at Christmas, 1966. And Scoop died in March of 67. So that was his last trip back east from California. That was a nice short visit. That looks like Jim Michelson there. I think he was a vicar in Milwaukee that year. And here we have Miss Carol. Carol Crick came into the world, and she must be 6 months old here. She was out picking daffodils. She was born in October of 66. We do have some snapshot of her at Christmas time, but we must not have had the movie camera out. Here she is, 6 months old. Little Miss Carol. Say hi, world. Hello, you guys out there. What is that? Huh? That camera. Oh, Brother Jeff's got me now. And I haven't got my bonnet on. Oh, I'm so cute. Uh-huh. I got socks on and no booties. How come? A yellow dress. Where did that come from? Look at my eyes. Oh, they're so big. Oh, I was out having a swing. I'm trying to walk even. And Brother Jeff is helping me. Oh, wow. Isn't this fun? Have we got a kitty? Amy says, here, look at, there's a kitty here for you to pet. Yeah. That kitty says, oh, I don't want to be bothered. I'd rather play with the flowers. Oh, we got tulips now. Tulips and daffodils. And we had beautiful peonies in the yard there. Look at Nancy. She's getting such a kick out of that. Uh-huh. It says, hey, Carol, have a pet. Pet this kitty. Jenny's got me now. That kitty with the orange ears. What a cute kitty. Where in the world did that come from? Yeah. Would I ever like to see a good look at Jenny? This was before we discovered she had a curve in her spine. And there's Amy. My goodness, she looks very graceful there. Are we going to hit the ball, Jeff? Wow. Pretty good. That's good training for the life you're living now. I have to learn how to play golf with Carolyn. She likes to play. My goodness, Carol is walking already. Must be towards fall. Oh, we had lots of place to walk there. Great big front driveway. And a nice patio out and back. Oh, she said, I want to catch up to that bicycle. That Amy's going too fast. I can't keep up with her. Boy, am I ever walking good. And my birthday isn't until October. Big sister Nancy, sure, she's right there to take your hand. Isn't that cute? Little Miss Carol. And there's Mitzi Crick. My goodness, yes, Mitzi Crick had been around a while. Mitzi Crick lived in Fox Lake, Wisconsin, and in Charlotte, and in Jacksonville, and now in Brookfield. Ooh. We're going to have a little run on the snow. Carol's got a new pink and green snowsuit. Oh, we're going around the island. We're going out there on the pond where the kids skate. Have to shovel off the snow. And the snow's melted. Now I'm more sure-footed. It must be springtime. Yeah. Oh, look at my rosy cheeks. There's the pond in the background. That's where Stanley feed the ducks. Oh my, I'm getting so big. And Carmen's getting kind of old. Oh, the picnic table's getting painted. How wonderful. Is that Amy helping? Ooh, wonderful. Sure is her left hand, of course. I bet she gets some paint on herself. how fun. We're going for a walk up in the back 40 here. That's where the pheasants run in the summertime. And the mallard ducks. Oh, I'm going to walk over to the island. There's Auntie Nancy. Oh, that's Jenny. That's Jenny coming behind me. I can tell Jenny because she had that terry cloth beach coat, multicolored. There we are. That'd be about the time to get a good look at Jenny's back. Whoa, she just caught her in time. Just come on. Let's have a little teeter-totter, That was a wonderful place to live. Yeah, I liked it there. But you must have had it timed pretty good. That was a perfect ending to that thing. Did you hear what I said?
No.
You don't remember what I said?
No.
I said that was a wonderful place to live. I liked it there.
It's 55 minutes left.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know why there's so much dark time.
Oh. Yeah, I remember this. There was a kind of a long pause there. It seemed like something went kaflooey. It'll come on in a minute. Just wait. Oh, yeah. Well, nobody's perfect. We all do that, so don't worry about it. Coming back now. There, we're playing. The music stopped too, though? Yeah, stop it.
Oh, you're not ready.
Carol, did you fall down, bump your nose? Oh, the Delaney's came to visit us. That's Betsy.
I'm gonna stop.
There's Betsy and Jenny jumping on the board, and Doc's playing horseshoe. There's Butch. There's Stanley sitting on the ladder in his bombing around in hat, which he made himself. And Father Crick is getting bald. Lots of face to wash. There's Betsy. Doc Delaney hasn't changed a wink since, and there's Betty, since we moved from Mineral Point. And there's Jenny. And Butch, Jack. And Jeff is mowing with help from Amy. Boy, she's really quite active. Now we got a ball game going. Stanley and Dad and Butch. Oh, it was fun. Everybody got into the act. Oh, now we're up at the cottage. Stanley and Bobby are going to try and row on a log. with their tennis shoes on. I don't think they're ever able to get up on it. Stanley has a raccoon in the trap. He's going to let it out. He's too afraid to go. There he goes. He caught a raccoon up at the cottage. Now, isn't that cute? Uh-oh, we had a little lightning there for a second. Hey, there's Jeff. Now, where's he leaving to?
I think he's going off to Mexico.
Yep, I believe this is the trip to Mexico. And we had to go up and visit Grandma. There's Miss Carol. Isn't she a sweetheart? Oh, Grandma had some red poppies that were just beautiful. Look at that, Carol. Her dress is just the right length for little girls. Cute as the bug's ear. Oh, and there's Stevie. Stevie came into the world, and he's sitting on Nancy's lap. Now she's got a baby of her own. And there's Carol with her baby. She's giving her baby a ride. Oh, like now she can be the little mama. Oh, Lordy, how the time sure changes. And look at that Stevie. Oh, what a cutie. Hey, Stevie. Come on, look up. Just think you can milk cows now and drive and all those things, run a tractor and a combine. Oh, you're getting so smart. I think I see some reindeer. 2 little reindeer in front. Aren't they cute? Stevie says, hey, Carol, I want to give you a kiss. Come on over here. I want to give you a kiss. Come on. Hey, doll. Oh, Grandma would love to kiss you right now. Say, oh, Carol did it for me. Oh, good. I didn't know that was coming, but that was perfect. And there's Daddy Ray. Says, I'll have a hug. I'll have a hug. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of you. I got a big grin. Yeah, that's a proud daddy grin. Carol's gonna comb her hair. She's got her own comb and mirror. And she's got on her little pink velvet dress. That's washable velvet. That's the cutest thing. And there's Jenny in her brace. She's trying to hug and love Stevie. And there comes Grandma. Look at Carol and Stevie. Oh boy, what a cute combo. Talk about cute kids. And they're sitting in that beautiful new chair. Wow. It's Christmas. We got a star on our barn, or our garage. And here's Carol. She took a walk way out to the shed. Snow was deep. I think she's going to lay down and make an angel one of these times. She would if she was Jenny. Oh, she fell down. Hard to walk in such a narrow path. But she's smiling about it. Oh, here comes the angel, I think. Nope. Mitzi says, oh boy, I'm going to be a reindeer here. Fresh, sparkly, clean, white snow. Mitzi says, I need a rest. I wonder if we're going to have a game of pie. Oh, the pond did get shoveled off. We can get our ice skates out now and skate. Carol says, I'll just slide. Oh, she carried a bottle down there. What a load. A sled and that too. I've got a curler in my hair. We must be going somewhere. Have to have curls. There's Stevie learning to walk. Oh my goodness, it's on the porch at home, down at the farm. Yeah. I'm gonna walk right into Carol. Into my Auntie Carol. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, I didn't do so well there. I'll have to try again. I think I'm a monkey. Boy, that's interesting to come on the outside of the fence. Boy, I'm pretty good at it. Oh, there's Jim Huta. And Jeff, he's back from Mexico. He's got himself a big guitar and a big sombrero. There he is. Oh boy. Pretty cute. What a wonderful trip. Amy's glad to see her brother. Welcome home, Jeff. And he says, there's my dog. There's my Mitzi. Oh, little sister Carol has to put that big hat on. Fun. Amy says, let me at that guitar, Jeff. Ooh. There's the peonies. Amy's got a dress like Mom, and there's Jenny's favorite dress, that navy blue sailor dress with a pleated skirt. Here comes the ducks. Lordy, can you believe they even came up when there's clothes hanging on the line? Oh, and look at the peonies. Mama says, you guys better follow me. There's danger lurking somewhere. Something scared me. Boy, look at you go. Okay, I guess maybe it's safe. Maybe we can go back now. Here we come. Have to scare the birds away. Mama says, I'll watch out for you guys. And you can see Stanley's blind there. He's sitting in the window in the garage. He's taking their picture, and look at that. All kinds of ducks and birds. Here they come again. Mama said maybe I can have a bite too. Well, I can see the garden in the background. Looks pretty good. We had rhubarb out there. So the ducks came at the time the peonies bloomed. Mama stays far enough back to make sure they get safe.
Now we're in Williamsport.
Artisan Garland came to visit us. Here we are in Williamsport. Mary Beth, and Garland and Artis. We had our first ride down the hill. There wasn't much snow and a lot of weeds. Somebody fell off. I believe it was Jenny. Oh boy, look at that hill. What a lucky girl to have a ride on Brother Jeff's shoulder. I believe we had a little snow. There's Mitzi. So he's getting pretty old. Probably 15 by then. There's Carol's favorite blanket. I think I still have it in the closet. Here's the toboggan run on the end of the house. Carol thought that was pretty neat. She used to love that. Yep, Brother Jeff says, let's have a push here. Can't go without a little shove. It's kind of wet snow. Jenny thinks she wants to put Mitzi on that toboggan too. There's Mitzi in the middle. Sure enough. There's Mitzi. Oh, sure enough. Two brothers, Jeff and Stan. Now they're all set to go with Jenny on this time. And no Mitzi. Did Carol fall off? How did that happen? Jenny says, I'll give you a snowball fight. Two brothers. There's the angel lover. Oh, Carol says, I'll do it too. Look at me. I can make angels too. My cheeks are rosier than my pink jacket. Mitzi says, oh, I'll just mess up your angel real fast. The street's all wet, so the snow must be packing good. At the end? Oh, we are at Judy's now. There's June and Grandma. And I'm holding baby Linda. She was only a week old. There's little Linda. Sure. And Stevie's in the background there in little green plaid pants. And Judy says, oh, let me hold that baby. And there's Stan and Jeff. They were letting their hair grow. And there's Mama Nancy and Judy. And Gertrude was on the way to getting fat there already. Linda is 16, so that was 16 years ago. There's Ray. He looks pretty thin and nice. And Uncle Jay. Stevie says, I'm gonna make it. I want to get up on that chair. Look at those cute little tennis shoes he has on. What a cutie. Here goes Uncle Bob and his, what is it, the Lincoln he's driving? All the kids had a ride out in the street. And Stevie's playing with Grandma's toes. This was the last weekend, the last Sunday before we moved from Brookfield to Williamsport. And here we are in Williamsport, going for another hike up the street. I think that little shot that we saw of Williamsport and tobogganing was out of order. It should have been after the picnic at Judy and Jan's. And even after this, because this is in the fall, before snow. And we moved out there the end of September. Mitzi's getting pretty old. She has a hard time even walking. Now we're going up there in the winter when it's snowing. Boy, that sky looks dark. There was not a thing up on that mountain, just lots of nice space to play and run and slide. But now they've built a nursing home up there. Amy got left behind. That was kind of fun. Boy, oh boy, just keep on going down the hill. Who's ever in front gets full of snow. Going down was easy. It was going back up that was hard.
Amy's on the back there.
Yeah, it was another trip down. And Stan says, I'll bring up the rear on the sled. Doesn't work. Doesn't work in that deep snow. I give up. Okay, we'll go back home on our little hill behind the house. Just a piece of cardboard, please. Whee! Fun. Boy, I sure get my exercise this way. Here I come all by myself. I even lay down. Oh, and I can carry it back up too. Wow, I'm getting so strong. What could Amy have in that box? Amy's shy. She doesn't think she wants to come out. Here we go sledding again with Father and baby Carol. Grandma came to visit. And Carol has a pretty bright ball. Such a cute little smile. Sun was too bright. We must have been going on a picnic or something, huh? Oh, we met Artisan Garland down at Valley Forge. That's what we did. We're scouting around there, some of the buildings. And so now we have Jeffrey fishing again in some beautiful stream up in Pennsylvania. Of course, Dad had to go along to get the picture. Now Dad's getting his picture taken. I don't particularly remember any fish, though. It was certainly a pretty spot. Oh, now we're playing dodgeball in the front yard at Williamsport. And that pretty red ball of Carol's. Carol said, I think I'll just sit down. I'm tired. Uh-oh. Jenny got hit. And now we are at Niagara Falls on our way to Michigan to visit Uncle George and then on to Wisconsin. Look at that rushing water. And the roar is so loud. It's so exciting to see. Look at that falls back there. It is truly beautiful. I would sure like to see it again. Oh, now we're at Uncle George's. Everybody's getting their life jackets belted to them so they can go out in the boat. Looks like Amy's going to be the driver. That's a pretty fancy boat, much fancier than the one we had here the last time we were up here. Jenny and Carol are playing in the beach. They must be looking for shells. Now that's a cute outfit Amy has on. I'd like to see it better from the front. Oh, Stevie's with us up at the cottage. This was the year that the house needed to be jacked up. So Grandpa Crick dug a tunnel under the house, under the cottage, and made a great big pile of sand for the kids to play in. Do we have baby Brenda? There's Carol. Oh, that's Linda. It's baby Linda in the box. She's learning to walk. This was back at the cottage after our first year out in Williamsport. We moved out there when Linda was just born. And now she's walking. Stevie's about 2 and 3 months. And Carol's not quite 4. Well, the grass has been mowed a little bit at the cottage. Yeah, Stevie and Linda. Oh, this was a lake up in Pennsylvania that we visited. From Williamsport, we went up into the mountains somewhere. I think the well needed to be pumped and primed for a long time. Oh, Amy finally got water to rinse her feet off. And a drink. We took a picnic with us. Sure. Jenny had a friend along. Was that Betsy? She had a friend? Mm-hmm. And there's Carol. She finally got the the other half of the pink velvet made into a skirt. Well, we haven't lost the ball. It's still going. And birds. Blue jays. There was a little snow and now it's gone. But we'll see more snow on that bird feeder before the film is over. Oh, here comes Carol with her great big Kermit the Frog that Stanley brought to her. That's Brother Jeff with her. Yep, Stanley brought that frog with him when he flew out to Williamsport, and he danced with it in the airport. Here she comes with all her little pretty little Christmas gifts. Kermie the Frog in her pots and pans. Oh, the frying pan is a clock. There's Mother with her short dress and her macrame belt. This was the patio off the back of our house in Williamsport. Carol got a ball to bounce on, which everybody had a turn using. But she was first, of course. Amy's next. She had to give it a few tries. Oh my goodness, Carol can hardly carry all of this stuff here. Kathy Anderson came to visit us at Christmas. Father Crick came out last. Boy, Jeff really knows how to handle that thing. Boom, over you go. Here's Stan. And Amy. I guess they got their money's worth of fun out of that. Mother has a new skirt and blouse, yeah. I believe Carol has some Cracker Jacks. Jenny was a little bit chilly in her blue velvet dress, and Kathy had a red one. She was cold, too. That was Christmas Day in Williamsport. It wasn't really very cold. Now we've gone up to Schenectady, to Scotia, New York, to visit the Svensons. And they had an ice rink out back that Uncle George, Grandpa George, put out there. There comes Joyce and Marion up the steps to the rink. And there's Jenny in her stocking cap. There's Alf. We all took a hike up in the field behind their house. And then later we slid on the toboggan right down across the street. You had to watch out for cars. Well, everybody had a blast. There's Amy. Here comes Father. He kind of got halfway and stopped. And the second try was a little better. You can tell by the grin. Oh, here comes Amy around the barn. In Watertown, at the Modal Farm. Perhaps we took Jenny back to school and we were there for a few days. And there's little Linda. She's got a Barbie doll she's kissing. There comes Jeff. And Carolyn. They drove over from Marinette, I'll betcha. Did the Strausses come too? Sure, probably the Websters too. Sure, the gang always came together. There comes Doc. They always came in separate cars, Doc and Marge. Here we are back in Williamsport, ready to slide again. I think Jeff Amsler was over for the day.
They didn't go very far.
Carol thought that was a lot of fun. That's Jeffy Amsler. Sure it is. And I remember that other little girl too. Oh, and here is the snow. 24 inches of snow and one snowfall.
This was the winter of the snow.
Yep, we had the bird feeder and everything covered and no mail delivery for a week. Look at there. You could sure be buried in the snow. No mail. Nope, not a speck. The mailman couldn't get near it. And 2 weeks later, we had a flood. Yep, I'd say we were buried in snow, all right. Carol says it doesn't matter if there's snow or not. I can slide any time of the year. Amy's going to feed the birds. Oh, and Grandma came to see us with her wig. It wasn't too bad looking wig. And here's Carol's little friend. I can't remember her name. She was bigger than Carol.
We're looking for Easter eggs.
Oh, we were having a hunt, huh? I don't think we're going to find many at the attitude we have. And there's Richard and Scott. We're sitting by a stream. Scott was just learning to walk. They came up from Delaware to visit us. That was a beautiful spot. There's Sandy in the red shorts. Oh, and the rhododendron in bloom. That was really a beautiful bush that required no attention whatsoever and just kept blooming every year. Just beautiful. That's sweet little Carol. She She could stand a comb in her hair, but it's okay. Hey, Stevie, that's kind of dangerous to be on a ladder. Linda, you hold it for him. They came to Williamsport to visit us. There's Stevie. Sure, and Linda. They came to Williamsport. And I'll bet you they were 2 and 3 at the time. Jenny graduated, sure. And Mark came. He came out from Wisconsin to see there. And now we have flowers planted on our steps out in the back. Just good old petunias. And the kids are all going to slide in a box. Oh, Linda can't even get up there. Amy and Stevie. Now it's Carol and Linda's turn. Okay. That's good to take turns. Nothing quite like a box. More fun. Carol is wearing the little dress with a gray jacket that Graham and Nettie bought for Amy 7 years earlier. And Carol got a lot of wear out of it. It was awfully cute. I think Nancy and the kids flew out without Ray that trip. That was in the summer.